In this video, I'm going to show you a single strategy that you can use to generate SMMA clients on Facebook. Plus, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that I've used myself in order to close more business. If you're new here, my name is Armando, and I typically work with small business owners, helping them generate more leads so they can book more jobs using the internet. Now, this video is a little bit different, mainly because I've gotten several comments from a bunch of people saying, hey, I checked out your videos, I love your channel. However, most of your stuff is geared towards local businesses. I am an agency that wants to provide these services. Could you do a video on client acquisition? Okay, so before I actually show you guys what to do, it's very, very important that I say a few things that are just going to serve as a solid foundation if you're just getting started, or maybe you're advanced in this already, but you're struggling to generate new clients, or your client stream has dried up. I'm first going to say that you need to treat your business like a business instead of like a hobby. I see a lot of SMMA agencies or freelancers that just go into the online marketing space and do not practice what they preach. They want to land clients, they want to run ads for clients, they want to do these services for clients, but they themselves don't invest in themselves, don't invest in their business, and don't really even do the same strategies that they want to sell to their clients, which to me makes for a bad deal altogether. I think that you should become the client that you want to attract. So with that being said, the strategy that I'm going to share with you is not the only strategy that works, but it is one that I've used in combination with a few others that work. But the goal here is just to teach you and show you one strategy that actually works right now, and I believe that this is going to work well into the future to help you generate clients. So the very first thing is get out of your own way. Treat your business like a business instead of a hobby. Practice what you preach, and for that you're going to have to invest in yourself. So what you're seeing here right now is the back end of my business manager. And yes, this is a paid strategy to get more clients for your SMMA, because if you're running Facebook ads, if you're running Google ads, if you're running Instagram ads, if you're doing any sort of marketing with those channels, you should be able to use those same type of channels to generate clients and business for yourself. Okay, too many times I see people starting out, they want to land these clients, but they don't want to spend money on ads. They want to tell clients that they need to run ads, but all they want to do is Instagram DMs or free type of stuff. Invest in your business, and I'm going to show you how profitable this can be when you do it right. So what you're looking at right now is an ad, and I'm targeting specifically one service business, one business type in general with one specific offer. So my offer is for one type of business and in all over the United States basically. And as you can see from these results, I'm just going to kind of zoom in here and show you what it looks like. The ad structure that I'm using here is the messenger objective conversion, or the messenger conversion objective in here. We have spent about $351 to date. This ad started running February 17th, 2022. It's roughly about 20 bucks a day, so it's on the low end. And we are getting cost per conversation, okay, $3.25 per conversation. Okay, our click-through rate is 5.44. It's reached about 10,000 people, 10 and a half more or less, and it's working generally pretty well for us. Okay. So what you're seeing here is actually the ad creative here. This ad is very direct response driven. There's no fluff. There's only one ad running. There isn't some crazy retargeting or video view campaign that people must hit first and educate and go through all that hoopla. You have to understand that for us, the simplest thing has always worked, the best. And in order for you to land clients, this strategy will work. It's going to be messenger ad. So create an ad that is messenger conversion objective. You need to be ready to have unscalable and authentic conversation in the messenger, and then eventually move these people off of messenger to an email or to a text message conversation and to a phone call in order to close these deals. So this ad is very direct responsive. It's basically a setup that we're offering at a fixed price for folks, and when they click the messenger button there, it opens up a prompt that asks them if they want more information or if they're interested in this kind of setup. When they click yes, then we have a few automated responses that kick in, and we start to have conversations back and forth, both automated and through through manual conversations that people may ask questions about. Now, as far as the complexity of this ad, that's about as complicated as you want to get. In fact, you don't even really need any sort of automated responses in the beginning if you don't want to. You can just do everything manual and have these, like I said, unscalable conversations in the messenger, asking people questions, going back and forth, and then ultimately having conversations with them about your services and setting these things up. Now, I'm going to just kind of recommend a few things that actually have made a difference in my agency, and I highly recommend these because I think they're going to make a big difference in your agency, even if you're just getting started, even if you have one client, or maybe you have no clients at all and you're trying to get everything up and running. So I'm going to show you the process that I go through now, because my setup is a little bit half automated, half manual, just to show you what that looks like. So at a glance, what we're doing is we're using High Level here, and I linked to High Level in the comments section here. If you guys want to snag that 14-day free trial, it's in the comments section. But at a glance, I log into High Level, and this kind of shows me how my business is doing. This is kind of the pulse of the past 30 days. So we've got 73 opportunities, $31,000 of possible billing. And then it tells me where my traffic sources are coming from, where my leads are coming from, etc. So what happens in here when somebody clicks on this messenger ad in here, they get an automatic prompt that asks them if they want more information. As soon as they say, yes, I want more information, the system automatically responds to these folks. It responds to these folks, letting them know like, hey, thank you for your request. Here's kind of how everything works. Do you want, you want to see some screenshots or maybe some proof of what we've done before? And once they respond, we send them, what they're asking for. And then we're trying to automatically move these people off of Messenger as quickly as possible by having pre-qualifying questions in here like, hey, do you have an email address? Maybe I can send you more information if you're interested in. And that way we can move the conversation off Messenger and into a more personal setting like email or text message, where we can continue back and forth, ultimately leading to a phone call where they ask questions and they move forward. Now, these leads automatically are being responded to, but then you're chiming in as well, answering questions or following up with folks, etc. All the follow-up also can be automated through High Level, which is something that I highly recommend once you start getting, going to that route. But don't let that hinder you. Don't let that stop you. The system automatically also creates a workflow. So every opportunity that comes in here, whether it is from my website, whether it is from, the Facebook ad or whatnot, it's going to get added into an opportunity pipeline. You can see here that I've had, a ton of, campaigns that come through Messenger, some that come to direct application, some that come through chat, and they get added in this opportunities section in here. Now, what you're looking at here is a pipeline that of leads that is specifically driven. You see this name here says junk removal ad setup. It's specifically driven from this campaign right here. Okay. They're not coming from all those other sources. This is the campaign at $3.25 a conversation that is driving all those possible SMMA clients into my pipeline. And this has only been running since February 17th, 2022, and we're now March 7th, okay? So it hasn't really been that long. You can kind of see what's going on in here. We've had a few that are not interested. We've had a bunch that we need to follow up with because we've sent information to them and they've reviewed it. We can tell they've reviewed it. They've had questions. They need to check with their business partners or waiting for a later date to kind of get executed. We have one that already scheduled on the calendar and paid, and we have these that have already booked a time on the calendar for them to go ahead and get this set up. So, in this short amount of time, we've got now 1,400 plus 35 plus 350. We've got an additional 8 that have had conversations back and forth saying, hey, we're interested in this, and we're in the process of scheduling these calls and moving them to booked appointments to ultimately close those deals. And in addition, 20 new leads that came through the pipeline just from that one ad. Now, if you remember what I said, the total ad spend has been about $350 so far. So it's very profitable, and it's very possible to still get SMMA clients using, simple Facebook ads. If that's what you're selling, you don't need to spend hours and hours and hours creating content. You don't need to go and dance on TikTok. Okay. You don't need to go and spam people in the DMs that have never heard of you and don't want your stuff. All you need to do is create a solid plan that actually will get you in here. and get you the results that you're actually looking for and stick to that results. Now, a bit of fair warning to you guys, okay? You're gonna have to do some work. Nobody is gonna hit these ads up and immediately say, yeah, I want that. Here's $1,000, here's $1,500, here's $2,000, $3,000. It doesn't work that way. These people are gonna be naturally skeptical like anybody else. They're gonna want more information on you, on your services, what you offer. You may have to jump on several phone calls with them. You may have to send several text messages and emails back and forth, but that's part of the process of closing these people. The other piece of advice that I wanna give to you guys is don't think short-term money. Too many people that jump into the agency game are thinking short-term money. They're thinking, oh, I want to go ahead and land this contract of a monthly recurring rate of $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, $5,000 a month, whatever the ticket is. And you've not really done any work. You've not proven yourself. Nobody knows who you are. You're not really trustworthy. That's not how business works offline, and that's definitely not how business works online. Build that trust, build that rapport. Think small in the beginning, and then you can move your way up to certain things. If you're looking at this pipeline here, you're seeing these numbers, and you may be thinking, well, these aren't very big numbers, okay? I mean, $8,000 in a month, that's not very big, or $1,400 or $3,000 or whatever. That's true, but this is an upfront cost. What you're not seeing in here is the long-term money. We use our product and our services to sell retainer fees after the fact. So we want to make sure that we can provide something for these people to come in. They can see immediate results and then stick around and come back and say, hey, I want to buy something else from you, or hey, can you help me do this now, or hey, can you help me do that now? And the money is being made on the back end and the long-term game here. I'm going to go ahead and recap this one more time for you guys, okay? So Facebook Messenger objective is what we're looking for here, okay? And you can see the campaign budget optimization is shut off. And then we go to the targeting section here. Make sure, this is cold audiences, by the way. This is not warm audiences. Choose your daily budget. Make sure that your targeting is on point. You target people within that one industry that you want to market to, or those people that you want to run advertising to. I usually target people in the feeds. Then build your ad and make sure that you have a solid offer, that you have the ability to have unscalable conversation in the messengers and the DMs. Make sure that you're able to respond to people right away. And like I mentioned before, one of the major keys to my success has been the introduction of high level into our agency. At a glance, you get to see what your agency is doing. You have tasks where the phone calls are coming in, what lead sources are performing the best. All the conversations that you're ever going to have with people are put into one section in here. From here, you can text message people, you can call them, you can email them. Everything is in one hub, and I'm not having to chase different things around. Then pipeline and the opportunities, all these leads get put into one pipeline where I can move them around and see what closes and what doesn't close in here. Okay, so if you guys are looking to get started, I highly recommend High Level. There is a link in the description of this video that gives you like a 14-day free trial. Check it out. It's going to help your agency out tremendously. And so if you have any questions at all, leave your questions in the comments. Give it a thumbs up if this was helpful, and I'll see you guys on the next one.